blockchain technology. These all things will be very important in Industry 4.0. And that's why electronics will play an important role in Industry 4.0. So these are the some of the subjects which are very important, and out of which I'm going to teach you this subject called as machine learning. Although in a number of colleges, in number of universities, you'll find this subject as a as a course in final year or in third year, but it is just a beginning, and a lot of things to be has to be a lot of things is going to happen in the electronics field, and machine learning will be one of them. So if you look at the syllabus and the teaching scheme and the examination scheme, there will be 4 lectures per week, and 2 lectures will be for 2 hours will be for practicals. So 4 hours per week will be for the lectures, and 2 hours per week will be for the practicals. The NSEM examination will be for 70 marks. The ISE will be for 30 marks. Then there will be an internal assessment, that is continuous assessment, which will be carrying 25 marks. And then there'll be POE, that is practically oral exams, online exam, practical or online exam, which will be for 25 marks. So this is how the teaching scheme and the examination scheme is going to be. Then if you look at the syllabus of this subject, it is quite a simple syllabus, not too much of complications are there. It is a theoretical subject quite a lot. Even if there are some parts of it, they will be based on probabilities and estimation factors, whereas rest of the things will be very clear cut theoretical things, where you're going to understand different regressions, classifiers, and this will also help in development of projects, for the project developments. So today will be the first lecture as an overview of this subject, discussing about the syllabus and a few other things. So is my speed okay, students? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Speed is okay. Okay, let me know, because we'll keep on discussing in between also. So what will happen is that sometimes if my speed goes high, at that time it becomes difficult for some of the students to not understand. So even we can reduce it, even can make changes in the teaching pattern. So this is what the machine learning teaching scheme and examination scheme is about. Now this is about my information, my introduction. So myself, I am Dr. VG Kale. I've completed my PhD in electronics and engineering, and my teaching experience is almost 17 to 18 years. And I do have number of publications about international conferences, 10 journals too. Beyond these factors, I have also got one patent in the blockchain technology, which I am working as, which I have worked as an co-author for that patent. And one more patent has been filed in February, which is based on IoT. So I have 2 patents under my belt. One is granted, published and granted, and the other one is filed. So in today's world, we need these kinds of things to be happening, because today's world is very fast and we should cope up with the situation. So we have to keep on presenting something. So in students' life in BE now, when you have come in, you have to publish a lot of papers, you have to publish a lot of your work, research work, and you have to keep on growing through those works. So you have to keep yourself busy in BE, because it's not the year of just laying it down, but it's a year where you have to think beyond where you want to go. So for that thing, you need to keep on publishing papers, keep on attending in conferences, attending different events, technical events, that could be very much beneficial for you for the future of your life. So these all things will matter and the change will matter in this case. Now, before moving towards the syllabus, let us actually understand what the PEOs are. Every department, every institution, sorry, only department is having the program educational objectives. What are the objectives of your education that is to be taught from the in the department? So there are four program educational objectives for the department. These objectives are not for the institute; it is only for the department. So there are four program educational objectives. The first one is the function successfully in professional environment by using the technical expertise in their career for contemporary problems solving in the field of electronics and communication engineering. So yes, first one is that how you will be successful as a professional within technical expertise. Then the program educational objective 2 responds to growing and changing need of society through lifelong learning to evolve innovative solutions. Obviously, what are the changes happening in the society? You need to respond to the changes that is happening in the society. So that for that purpose, we are having the second educational objective. Then the third one is demonstrate leadership, commitment, and maintain ethics in their career. So obviously, if you're going to be leading your way in technical field, you're committed and maintaining the ethics in your career will help to progress fast. Then program educational objective 4 demonstrate the effective communication skills and the ability to efficiently work as an individual or as a part of a team. So obviously communication skill is going to be by far the most important thing. We have been seeing that in training and placements, we are getting the reports that a few percentage of the students are lacking in communication skills, even though they are very good in technical knowledge. So obviously you have to build up your communication skills and work as an individual level as well as part of the team. So these are the four program educational objectives. Then these are the program outcomes. Yes, obviously whatever you have been doing, that will be leading towards the outcomes. So even if you don't have the outcomes, then there will be no use of what you're learning. So obviously there will be 12 outcomes which is decided by the university and which every college has to follow. So what are the outcomes? The first one is engineering knowledge. Obviously the field that is related with engineering, you have to get the fundamentals clear of that engineering field. Second is problem analysis. So you can identify, formulate, review research literature and analyze complex engineering problems, reaching to the substantiate conclusion. So you should be able to analyze the problems. For that thing, you should identify, formulate and research, review the research literature. The third one is a design and development of solutions. So once you identify the solutions of the complex problems, then you can go for the design and development of the solutions. Next program outcomes, there are 12 program outcomes. Next is to conduct investigations of complex problems. So when you go for the research based knowledge, then the complex issues will be there which you need to be resolved. Then modern tool usage, this is also a by far very much important outcome, as we know that the engineering field, especially electronics and telecommunication field, is growing so rapidly that in every week, for every week you find a new tool coming into the picture, and those tools gives you the simulation results that will help you to for modeling the complex engineering activities and also understanding the limitations of the resources. So this is also by far the most important program outcomes, that is called as a modern tool usage. Then the engineer and society apply reasoning informed by the contextual knowledge to access societal, health, safety, legal and cultural issues. So that is related with the, as you know that engineers are plays very important role in development of society. So if they play a role in developing the society, that means they are adding some values to the country's future, the country's development. And henceforth, engineers have to do something for the society. That is what is related with the engineering and the society. Then comes environment and sustainability. Obviously you have to play some kind of role towards environment and also develop some systems which is having sustain. You have to follow ethics, that is to be very important for a professional growth. Then you should work as an individual as well as teamwork. So when you work as an individual, you should be also able to work in teamwork. So if you want to work as a teamwork, then your project partners and working to on your projects with the help of your project partners will help you to understand the teamwork. Then communication, obviously, as I said, that communication is by far the most important concept of all, even if you have the knowledge. Then last two ones are the project management and finance. So if you're going to go for the projects, how you're going to manage your projects, how you're going to show the progress, and how you're going to invest in your project. So you should be able to calculate the finance value as well as the project management. Then comes lifelong learning. Obviously, the things which you have been learning in your graduation level, it should be a lifelong learning. Because what happens is that once you start studying, you should able to keep it continuing even after your graduations. You keep on involving in some of the courses, in some of the ideas, in some of the projects where you can learn something and keep on learning, because learning process is always a lifelong learning process. So that is what the program outcomes are. So overall there are 12 program outcomes. Now comes PSOs. Now these PSOs are nothing but they are the specific outcomes that are designed for the department of ENTC. Like if you want to have the outcomes which we have saw the 12 outcomes, they were generalized outcomes. They were needing for every engineering field. But you should have your own specific outcomes for your department, that is electronics and telecommunication department. So these are the program specific outcomes. The first is obviously you should be able to design, develop and demonstrate experiments, analyze and interpret the areas in form of analog, digital design, communication system and allied branches. So obviously if you're going to get the basic fundamentals of your subject, you should be able to demonstrate it, design it, develop it, and also you should be able to connect it with your allied branches. Like the allied branches could be computers, it could be ITs, it could be programming, automations and all those things. Then program specific outcomes number 2, that is apply knowledge about the electronics and telecommunication engineering to the design needs with realistic constraints. And PSO3, that is program specific outcomes, use of the techniques, skills and modern engineering tools necessary for electronics and engineering, telecommunication engineering. So we have seen that there are a number of tools coming out in the picture in every week. So much of work and so much of work is going behind the engineering tools, that many of the user friendly tools are coming into the picture. So we should be able to have the skills to understand these engineering tools and would be able to apply in order to understand your electronics and telecommunication field. So that is what the program specific outcome is 3. Yes, up till this, have you got it, students?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Huh. This was just an the program schemes of what Department of ENTC is. Now, actually, we will be moving towards the title. Please keep on responding in between so that I will be coming to know that you are with me. Because what happens online, it becomes difficult to imagine that you are with me. On the other side of the screen, it becomes difficult. So please keep on responding so that we'll be going in this subject together. That's what the thing is about. So I've talked about the program outcomes, program specific outcomes, then program educational outcomes. So these outcomes are needed to be studied by the student also, because you're belonging to the department where you're having these objectives. And sometimes if anybody asks what is the program educational objectives and outcomes of your department, then we should be able to know. And that's why, to make you aware of these outcomes and objectives, I took those slides, which for to be known. Now let us start moving towards the title, course title, what called to be as machine learning. So if we divide this word, if these in two words, one is called as machine and the other one is called as learning, and then we can define it together, what is machine learning. So what actually machine is nothing but a mechanically, electrically or electronically operated device for performing a task is called as machine. So एक particular task के लिए अगर कोई मैकेनिकल, इलेक्ट्रिकल या इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली ऑपरेटेड डिवाइसेस बनाया जाता है तो उसको मशीन बोलते हैं. सीधी सी बात, मशीन इज नथिंग बट इट इज मैकेनिकली, इलेक्ट्रिकली और इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली, और इट मे बी अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ ऑल थ्री टुगेदर operated device is made to perform a specific task, that is called as machine. Then second is, what is learning? Learning is nothing but the ability to improve behavior based on experience is called as learning. See, what happens is that if you want to understand this learning, you need to first of all go to the human learning, then we can understand this machine learning. Now what happens is that human keeps on learning. So when he keeps on learning, as he keeps on practicing and learning, his behavior improves. Now how is his behavior is going to improve? Obviously, if sometimes you're going to get the unknown things in a natural way, obviously the confidence rises in you, because you start coming to know that these things you adopt from different books, different websites, different things, and you start gaining your experience by learning, by understanding those things. And ultimately what is happening is that that behavior is improved, that is called as the learning. So when human learns new things, obviously their behavior improves, and that is based on the experience of learning, that is called as the learning. So machine is a mechanically, electronically or electronically operated device, and when it is made to learn, it is called as machine learning. So obviously when human learns based on their experience to improve their behavior is called as human learning. But when a machine is being made to learn something is called as machine learning. It's very clear cut. Like it is the machine learning word is adopted from the words from human, like human learning and then the machine learning. So what we do is that we keep on learning in such a way that we gain the experience, and this experience gaining will also improve the behavior. And when the machine starts learning, it is called as the machine learning. So in this machine learning, you're going to teach machine how it should learn the things, है ना? How you should learn the things. Now machine learning actually, if you defined by book, it is, it explores the algorithms, learns or build models from data, and that model is useful for prediction, decision making, and for solving tasks. So what happens is that what it's going to learn, it is going to explore the algorithm to learn models from the data. So if the machine is fed with some kind of data, it will learn that data, it will develop that model with the help of data, and this model will help in order to predict decision making and for solving the task. So ultimately what is goal, this it is goal, its goal is to perform a task, and that could be done with the help of machine. And when it is able to learn, then it could be helpful in predicting, decision making, and for solving the task. That is called as the machine learning. So in this we have seen what is machine, what is learning, and what is machine learning. Now what is the importance of this course? Why we want to study machine learning? As the data is going to be the center point of all the businesses that's going into the world. Because if you're having the data, you can easily work on it. So machine learning, if you want to understand machine learning in a proper way, we should understand that data is nothing but the heart of this business of all over the world. So when a data driven decisions is increasingly making the difference between keeping up and competition of the falling further behind, then everything will be a data driven. So the decisions that will be taken with the help of data, so the decisions when start making a data driven decisions, obviously the accuracy will increase. The third importance of the course is machine learning can be a key to unlock the value of a corporate and customer data, and then impacting decisions that keep a company ahead of the competition. So obviously when machine learning is known, then it will unlock some of the values of corporate and customer data, and that will help you to move ahead in the competition. So what is the importance of this course is, we should first of all understand the data, because data is the heart of all the businesses that is going to be developed. Second, your decision should be a data driven decisions. And the third one is that machine learning can be used to unlock the values of corporate and customer data, so that will help you to intact the decisions and keep your company ahead of the competition. So obviously every industry, every company think of that thing where they could take a very strong and very firm decisions, and machine learning can help in taking that decisions. Why it could be? Because machine learning is designed for a specific task. That is what the machine is designed. And when you learn these machines, they keep on taking intacting the decisions as ahead for the competition. Then comes what is the course objectives. So in order to understand the objectives of this course, there they are decided based on what the concepts and studies are there in your machine learning. So first of all, the objectives are to make students learn necessity and different aspects of machine learning, then to make students understand machine learning models. Obviously when you build up a model and when you learn through the various algorithms, then it becomes easier to take the decisions. To make student understand classification and regression, this is going to be the objective. Then to introduce the student to real world applications of machine learning. So obviously the objective is that once you understand machine learning, we should be able to also understand how these machine learning can be applied in real world. So real world applications need to be studied, and that is what one of the objectives. Now these are the outcomes of the course. The first outcome is nothing but, outcomes means what the objective was decided and whether you have achieved that outcome or not. So there are 6 outcomes based on the 6 units that we are going to study about the machine learning. One is describe fundamental aspects of machine learning, all the fundamental concepts. Describe distinguishing the various characteristics of machine learning. Obviously when machine learning is studied, you have to study characteristics of it, so that you can distinguish various characteristics of machine learning. Explore classification and regression algorithms. So obviously when machine learning algorithms are used as in 2 ways, one is a classification and the other one is regression. So you will be able to classify as well as apply regression algorithms on various types of data. That means that you have achieved some kind of outcomes. Then comes a design of a neural network for classification. So obviously the neural network is one of the classifiers that can be applied for different data. So that also can we can study about, so that neural network application could be also there. Then comes design and implement different machine learning models. So obviously with the help of algorithms, you can develop different models, can build up the models, and these models can help you to take decisions and can perform various tasks. Then apply machine learning techniques that enable to solve the real world problems. So that is nothing but the applications based on the machine learning techniques. So these are some of the outcomes that are that need to be studied by the students. So once you understand the objectives, obviously the outcomes will be there. Now if you go to the syllabus, we'll introduce the syllabus to you. So the first unit will be introduction to machine learning. So it will be having 9 lectures, so it is quite an big unit. We'll understand the what is machine learning, then basics of statistics, examples of machine learning problems, then what is learning versus designing, training versus testing, characteristics of machine learning task, predictive and descriptive task, database, and data processing of ML. And beyond these, besides these statistics and machine learning, we'll be also dealing with the features like feature types, feature constructions, transformations, and feature selections. So in order to go for regression as well as classification, one must be also able to select the features. First of all, identify the features, then you select the features. Should be able to also construct the features, and then you can be able to transform those features into the data which is required for the decision making. Second unit will be flavors of machine learning. So definition of learning systems, types, supervised, unsupervised. So obviously, when we understand machine learning, then we should be able to also understand what are the learning systems. And there are 3 types of learning systems, basically 4 types of learning systems. That is supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and reinforced learning. So we in this unit we are going to study those learning systems with examples. Beyond machine learning, we are also moving towards deep learning. So actually, what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning will be also studied in this unit. We are not going to go in deep about the deep learning, but actually we should also understand, actually, if you are learning machine learning, then we should also able to understand what is deep learning. So it is not in the depth, but to make a difference, we should know what is deep learning. So this will be unit number 2. This is again classification and regression. So third unit is based on the first 2 units. So if you understand first 2 units, the third one, that is classification and regression, can be understood. So what are the types of classifications and regressions we are going to study in this? That is binary classifications, then the multi-class classifications. These are the 2 types which we are going to study. Then for regressions, we are going to see the assessing performance of the regressions, error measures, overfitting, then case studies of polynomial regression theories, bounding of the growth functions, then comes the regularization theory. So these are some of the points that are included in unit number 3. Then comes unit number 4, which is having 8 lectures. So this is introduction to the neural networks, understanding the elements of the neural network. Then we are also going to see basic perceptron, how it is related with the neural network. Then there are 2 things, 2 types of networks, neural network, which we are going to see is feed forward and back propagation. And then we are going to see an introduction towards ANN, that is artificial neural network. So when a neural network is studied and you add some kind of artificial element into it, you get an artificial neural network. Then comes machine learning models. This will be having 10 lectures. So here you are going to study the models. So different models are there. The first one is the linear models. The second one is the based on algebraic models, that is distance based models, then tree based models. So in case of logic based and algebraic models, we are having distance based models like neighbors, then KNN, rule based models, then rule learning and subgroup discovery. Then true based models, we have decision trees, normal distributions and its geometric interpretation, naive based classifier, discriminative learning with maximum likelihood. Then unit number 6, which is based on applications of machine learning. In this, we are going to study email spam and malware filtering, image recognition. These are the applications. Some of the applications they have given in detail in this unit. Although there are a lot of applications going on in machine learning, but few of them, in order to assist, in order to understand how the machine learning is applied. So we are going to study 7 to 8 applications, in which first one is email spam and malware filtering. Second is image recognition. Third is speech recognition. Fourth is traffic prediction. Fifth is self-driving cars, which is also one of the most important applications. You will be seeing a lot of changes happening in cars, right? So tomorrow's future will be a self-driving cars, and normally in abroad, self-driving cars have been implemented, and it is going on to be an interesting platform. So the virtual personal assistant, that is VPA, and then comes the medical diagnosis, in which a lot of applications that are of machine learning. So these are the some of the applications of machine learning which we are going to study in unit number 6. Now, the most important thing is books, because as we know that the syllabus, to find out the syllabus through various books, you need to know the books. So although there are 6 reference books and 3 textbooks, the textbooks you can get it. I'll be giving you these textbooks and some of the reference books, soft copy of the books also. I do have some soft copy of the books, so that will be shared by you as we go on. So no worries about the syllabus completion as well as about the notes. We'll be having the notes, written notes also. So some of the books, the 3 textbooks are very important. So one is a machine learning by McGraw-Hill. Tom Michel is the author. Then the machine learning as an art and science algorithm that makes a sense of data. This is by Peter Flasch. Introduction to Machine Learning by Prentice Hall. This will be an Ethem Elpidin. Then some of the reference books, out of which Foundation of the Machine Learning is a very good for Mohri. Introduction in the Statistical Machine Learning, which is in the first unit. So if you want to go for the first unit, especially for the first unit, then Hastie and Fredman is the author book. Then Machine Learning, a Probabilistic Perspective. This is where you're going to classify or regression based on the probability. That is by Kevin Murphy. Then machine learning and algorithm perspective. This is for studying all the algorithms of classification and regressions by Stephen Malsland. Machine learning mastery with Python. So if you want to implement your machine learning algorithms with the help of Python, you can use this book, Jason Brownlee. You can get this book on Google also. You can find it. I don't have this book, but definitely I will search this book. And then data classification algorithms and applications, where special classifications are to be done. Then Charu Agarwal. This is an Indian author book, so it's simple book. I have seen it. I do feel so. This it's having. I am having this soft copy of this book. So we see that how the books will be shared to you, and also understanding from these books. Beyond it, there are some of the websites is also where machine learning can be easily studied. So we'll be starting with the introduction of machine learning today itself. It will be just an introduction part, and in detail we'll be going from tomorrow onwards. So what is machine learning? Actually, that was the definition which I given in the initial slide, was about knowing in a generalized way what machine learning is. But if you want to go in a mathematical or a statistical way, then I should have some kind of basic definition of machine learning. So what is that? It's a computer program is said to be learned from the experience E. So I've obviously said when I'm going to learn, I'm going to gain some experience. So when I'm going to learn, I'm having an experience E that is called as data, because I'm having a data. So I say, can I experience E with respect to some class of task T? So obviously you're going having some task in your hand. So, right, I'm having some data that is experience. I'm having some task that is T, which could be a prediction, classification, and then I have a performance measure P. If its performance on the task T as measured by P improves with experience E, it is called as machine learning. So once again, I'll say that the performance P on a task in T as measured by P improves with experience E is called as machine learning. The machine learning is nothing but a subset of artificial intelligence which focuses mainly on machine learning from their experiences and making prediction based on the experiences. So obviously your data is E, your task is T, performance is P, then the task can be measured by performance P, which will improve the experience E. Now, what is the difference between the actual traditional programming and machine learning programming? This is very good slide to understand where actually the difference is. So if you go by traditional programming, you can come to know that the data and program are given to the computer. So input is the data and you're writing the program in the computer in order to get the output. That's what the traditional programming is. But the machine learning goes in a somewhat different way. It says that I should know the data so I should know input and output. It's clear cut. I should know input and output, and then you're going to get the program. So that means it's like in synthesization of one thing. I'm having the data as well as I'm also knowing the output, and then I'm going to write down the program. That's what the machine learning is. In case of traditional, I do have a program, do have an input that is data, and then I'm going for output. So this is what the introduction to machine learning means. Now, what is the learner? Right? Obviously, when human is learning, human itself is a learner. Now, but if you want to discuss in terms of machine, then who will be the learner? So obviously, a learner is that which is having a background knowledge and which is also having an experienced data. These will develop into the models and then it will be given to a reasoner. So learner will develop a model with the help of experience, data and background, and then it will give to a reasoner where a specific task is given and then the performance is tested. This is what the creating a learner is about. So if you go by things, choosing the training experience, that is features of the domain, choosing the target function that is to be learned, choosing how to represent the target function that is class or hypothesis language, and choosing a learning algorithms to infer the target functions. So these are the things that is needed for creating the learner. So this is what the things is about. Yes, have you understood it, students?
Yes, sir.
Clear cut, no problem at all. Okay, should I take the attendance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Roll number 1,
Present, sir.
2,
Present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4,
Present, sir.
5,
Present.
6,
Present, sir.
7, 8, 9, 10,
Present.
11, 12,
12. Present.
13, 14, 15,
Present.
16,
Present.
17,
Present.
18,
Present.
19,
Present.
20,
Present.
20,
Present.
21, 22,
Present.
23,
Present.
24,
Present, sir.
25,
Present, sir.
26,
Present, sir.
27,
Present.
28,
Present, sir.
29,
Present, sir.
30,
Present.
31, 32,
Present, sir.
33,
Present,
34,
sir.
35,
Present.
36,
Present, sir.
37,
Present, sir.
38,
Yes, sir.
39, 40,
Present, sir.
41, 42,
Present.
43,
Present, sir.
44, 44,
Yes, sir.
45, 46,
Present, sir.
47, 48,
Present, sir.
49, 48 is there, 49, 50,
Yes, sir.
51, 52,
Yes, sir.
53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58,
Present, sir.
59,
Present, sir.
60,
Yes, sir.
61,
Present, sir.
62,
Present, sir.
63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68,
Yes, sir.
69,
Present, sir.
70, 71, 72. Okay, anybody left? Yes,
Yes,
any
any
attendance?
attendance?
Sir, 9 number.
Roll
Roll
number
number
9.
9.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
next.
next.
Is it okay? Is it okay? Should I close up? Should I close it?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
हरकत नाही तुम्ही झाल्यावरती सांगा तुम्ही सांगा मला